Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of Think Like a Copywriter. I'm your host, as always, Adil Amarsi, and today, let's hope that Zoom does not decide to crap out on me and my Mac decides not to crash, because that would be a travesty if that happened a second time. Anyway, so I want to welcome you all today to this episode, which is kind of a bit of a special episode for me, as I'm about to announce something absolutely huge. I think something is going on outside my building. Hopefully, you guys can't hear that too much. Um, but yeah, so the thing I want to talk to you guys about is idea pivoting, particularly that subject we're going to be covering. But first, I want to share this announcement with you. So the announcement is that basically I'm switching away from copywriting. Like some people know this already, some people don't. Hey Bogdan, good to see you, man. Some people know this, some people don't know this. But I'm actually moving into creative directing. And by creative directing, what I mean to say is that I actually will be sitting there and creating a lot of the ideas around the ad campaigns for my clients rather than just writing the copy. I'm going to be going for like the full set of stuff. So I'm going to be like doing every section, making sure it all works out and people can actually be represented properly. And the reason I'm moving into that and the reason I'm announcing it is because it's kind of it's something big, it's something different, and I really want to make sure that people feel welcome to it, like they understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. And this all came about because a very good friend of mine told me that like the one thing I'm very good at is I can take any idea and run with it and actually build something. It's crazy because it's the one thing um, that encompasses what I do, and it stands me out as a copywriter. So that's basically what I'm doing. So that's the big announcement. As I'm switching over to creative directing, which means I will still be consulting. I will be taking on some writing projects if they pay the right amount, but the majority of the time, like that's going to be like moved towards doing things that really move the needle for a company. So that's basically what I'm going to be moving towards. Now, with that being said, let's hop into today's discussion, which is idea pivoting. Now, idea pivoting is a huge, monumental thing. It's absolutely humongous if you know what it means and how to actually use it. So, idea pivoting essentially just means you're able from one current market or cross pollination. You guys have probably heard my microphone switch out. I decided to move my Yeti ever so slightly, and for some reason, it just didn't connect, which is really irritating. Hopefully, it'll knock itself back into place, but we'll see that in just a minute. Bear with, because I've got my fans going at the same time. I want to make sure that you guys can get a really good audio. Do do do. I think there we go. Cool. So we are back. We are on Blue Yeti time, which is brilliant. So idea pivoting is this entire section that basically what it basically means is you're able to take something from one area and move it to another. So if you have an idea about, say, uh, let's say something that works really well in one world, but isn't actually being used in another, and how you can marry the two together. So a really cool way of doing this would be if you have something like, oh my God, what's it called? Let's say you have something along the lines of stick letters, which I talked about the other day. I wrote about it on my Facebook wall. A stick letter is basically the ability to get someone to stay with you. It's usually done in direct mail. It's a great way of having someone stay with you long term and essentially be a fan of yours. But more importantly, it retains your bond. And it's another time. It's another way for you to sell to them, which is brilliant. The reason I bring this up is quite simple. If you take like something like an element like a stick letter and go, how did I do that with digital marketing? Well, you can take one idea, the stick letter, put it into digital marketing and say, I would actually send a postcard that invites them to a free webinar that basically allows them to understand how to use my services better, or how to use my product, or how to go through my training course, or the FAQs of my training course that they need to know. There's so much like there's just so much there, and that's really all that needs to be done. Is that you just need, hey, Michaela, um, you just need to have that in there, or sorry, or you want to have that in there. You want to be able to have that pivoting idea in, that you can use that basically works through. So I'll give you an example for digital marketing, which is really, really simple. That is just, again, the FAQs thing. But like if you're a service and you're an agency, how do you use that agency to your advantage? Well, this is how I would do so. I would actually send out my clients. If I have like 3 clients that are, one's online and 2 are offline, but they're trying to get their business moving online, I would take some of their stock and mail it to each other and get them to test it out, get feedback, actually build that bond amongst your community and actually see how they get along. And the whole point of idea pivoting, especially in the world right now, because at the start of COVID, we had so many people talk about ideas and pivoting and blah, 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 and all this other bullshit. Now the dust is settled, I can talk about this. When I say about idea pivoting, I'm actually speaking about the specific thought process of taking one thing and moving it to another. You pivot an idea. If it's your identity, like I went with, I'm a copywriter, but I don't know how to represent myself properly, to I'm a creative director because that's what my brain does. Yes, I'm extremely gifted at writing copy. I'm very grateful for that gift. But at the same time, I cannot dispute and I cannot doubt my ability of being able to move things around as a creative director, come up with ideas and how you'd pitch things. One of my very recent clients, they were telling me like that's when as soon as I said that to them, their response was, "That is actually you to a T." So from now on, that's essentially what we're going to be doing. An idea, so ideation, or rather idea pivoting, what IP as we call it from now on. Look at that in your life and see where something is working in one industry and how you can pivot to another. So for instance, if you're in the health and wellness industry, what is everyone doing that's a digital health person that's selling products, and what's someone doing in a completely different marketplace? Like look at someone in the dating industry and go, what are they doing in the dating industry that we can bring over to the health industry? Or what are they doing in the real estate industry that we can bring over to the dating industry? And there are so many different ways this works. Hey, Mark, good to see you on here. There are so many different ways this thing works out. So that's basically what I would suggest that you do, is start looking at areas that you can move things around, how you can take one thing from one area, put it into another, and see how it works out for you. So that's basically what I would go with. I'd run with that most importantly. So with that being said, guys, please go check out thinklikeacopywriter.com. Opt in so you guys can get messages from me telling you exactly when new episodes are out. With that being said, I'm going to bring this to a close. Have an amazing day, and I will see you later this week on Friday. Peace out and speak real soon. Take care.